October country. That country where it is always turning late in the year. That country where hills are fog and the rivers are mist. Where noons go quickly, dusks and twilights linger, and midnights stay. That country composed in the main of cellars, sub-cellars, coal bins, closets, attics, and pantries faced away from the sun. That country whose people are autumn people, thinking only autumn thoughts. Whose people, passing at night on the empty walks, sound like rain. The Emissary. Martin knew it was autumn again, for Dog ran into the house bringing wind and frost and a smell of apples turned to cider under trees. In dark clock springs of hair, Dog fetched goldenrod, dust of farewell summer, acorn husk, hair of squirrel, feather of departed robin, sawdust from fresh-cut cordwood, and leaves like charcoals, shaken from a blaze of maple trees. Dog jumped. Showers of brittle fern, blackberry vine, marsh grass sprang over the bed where Martin shouted. No doubt at all, this incredible beast was October. "Here, boy! Here!" The dog settled warm to Martin's body, with all the bonfires and subtle burnings of the season, to fill the room with soft or heavy, wet or dry odors of far traveling. In spring he smelled of lilac, iris, lawn-mowed grass. In summer, ice cream, mustached. He came pungent with firecracker, Roman candles, pinwheel baked by the sun. But autumn. "Dog, what's it like outside?" And lying there, Dog told as he always told. Lying there, Martin found autumn as in the old days before sickness bleached him white on his bed. Here was his contact, his carry-all, the quick-moving part of himself. He sent with a yell to run, and returned, circle and scent, collect and deliver, the time and texture of worlds in town, country by creek, river, lake, down cellar, up attic, in closet or coal bin. 10 dozen times a day he was gifted with sunflower seeds, cinder path, milkweed, horse chestnut, or full flame smell of pumpkin. Through the loomings of the universe, Dog shuttled. The design was hid in his pelt. Put out your hand, it was there. And where did you go this morning? But he knew without hearing where Dog had rattled down hills, where autumn lay in cereal crispness, where children lay in funeral pyres, in rustling heaps, leaf-buried but watchful dead. As Dog and the world blew by, Martin trembled his fingers, searched the thick fur, read the long journey, through stubbled fields, over glitters of ravine creek, down marbled spread cemetery yard into woods. In the great season of spices and rare incense, now Martin ran through his emissary, around, about, and home. The bedroom door opened. "That dog of yours is in trouble again." Mother brought in a tray of fruit salad, cocoa, and toast, her blue eyes snapping. "Mother, always digging places. Dug a hole in Miss Tarkin's garden this morning. She's spittin' mad. That's the 4th hole he's dug there this week. Maybe he's looking for something. Fiddlesticks! He's too darned curious. If he doesn't behave, he'll be locked up." Martin looked at this woman as if she were a stranger. "Oh, you wouldn't do that. How would I learn anything? How would I find things out if Dog didn't tell me?" Mother's voice was quieter. "Is that what he does? Tell you things? There's nothing I don't know when he goes out and around and back. Nothing I can't find out from him." They both sat looking at Dog, the dry stewings of mold and seed over the quilt. "Well, if he'll just stop digging where he shouldn't, he can run all he wants," said Mother. "Here, boy, here!" And Martin snapped a tin note to the dog's collar. "My owner is Martin Smith, 10 years old, sick in bed. Visitors welcome." Dog barked. Mother opened the downstairs door and let him out. Martin sat listening. Far off and away, you could hear Dog run in the quiet autumn rain that was falling now. You could hear the barking, jingling fade, rise, fade again, as he cut down alley over lawn to fetch back Mr. Holloway, and the oiled, metallic smell of the delicate snowflake interior watches he repaired in his home shop. Or maybe he would bring Mr. Jacobs, the grocer, whose clothes were rich with lettuce, celery, tomatoes, and the secret, tinned and hidden smell of the red demons stamped on cans of deviled ham. Mr. Jacobs and his unseen pink meat devils waved often from the yard below. Or Dog brought Mr. Jackson, Mrs. Gillespie, Mr. Smith, Mrs. Holmes, any friend or near friend encountered, cornered, begged, worried, and at last shepherded home for lunch or tea and biscuits. Now listening, Martin heard Dog below, with footsteps moving in a light rain behind him. The downstairs bell rang. Mom opened the door. Light voices murmured. Martin sat forward, face shining. The stair treads creaked. A young woman's voice laughed quietly. Mrs. Haight, of course, his teacher from school. The bedroom door sprang open. Martin had company. Morning, afternoon, evening, dawn, and dusk, sun and moon circled with Dog, who faithfully reported temperatures of turf and air, color of earth and tree, consistency of mist or rain, but most important at all, brought back again and again and again Mrs. Haight. On Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, she baked Martin orange iced cupcakes, brought him library books about dinosaurs and cavemen. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, somehow he beat her at dominoes. Somehow she lost at checkers, and soon she cried. He'd defeat her handsomely at chess. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they talked and never stopped talking, and she was so young and laughing and handsome, and her hair was a soft, shining brown like the season outside the window, and she walked clear, clean, and quick, a heartbeat warm in the bitter afternoon when he heard it. Above all, she had the secret of signs, and could read and interpret Dog and the symbols she searched out and plucked forth from his coat with her miraculous fingers, eyes shut, softly laughing. In a gypsy's voice, she divined the world from the treasures in her hands. And on Monday afternoon, Miss Haight was dead. Martin sat up in bed slowly. "Dead?" he whispered. "Dead," said his mother. "Dead, yes. Killed in an auto accident out of town. Dead, yes, dead," which meant cold to Martin, which meant silence and whiteness, and winter came long before its time. Dead, silent, cold, white, the thoughts circled round, blew down, and settled in whispers. Martin held Dog, thinking, turned to the wall, the lady with the autumn-colored hair, the lady with the laughter that was very gentle and never made fun, and the eyes that watched your mouth to see everything you ever said, the other half of Autumn Lady, who told what was left untold by Dog about the world, the heartbeat at the still center of gray afternoon, the heartbeat fading. "Mom? What do they do in the graveyard, Mom, under the ground? Just lay there?" "Lie there." "Lie there? Is that all they do? It doesn't sound like much fun." "For goodness sake, it's not made out to be fun." "Why don't they jump up and run around once in a while if they get tired lying there? God's pretty silly." "Martin!" "Well, you think he'd treat people better than that? To tell them to lie still for keeps? That's impossible. Nobody can do it. I tried once. Dog tries. I tell him, 'Dead, Dog.' He plays dead a while, then gets sick and tired and wags his tail or opens one eye and looks at me bored. Boy, I bet sometimes those graveyard people do the same, huh, Dog?" Dog barked. "Be still with that kind of talk," said Mother. Martin looked off into space. "Bet that's exactly what they do," he said.